On July 20th, 2026, an 87-year-old mathematical puzzle died. Not with a 300-page proof, with 3 lines of algebra. The Jacobian conjecture had defeated every mathematician who touched it since 1939. An AI model working with a human mathematician settled it in hours. This video is about what happened, how it happened, and the uncomfortable question it leaves behind. What exactly are human limits for? Here is the whole arc on one line, posed in 1939 by Ott Heinrich Keller, carried into the 21st century on Steve Smale's list of the great unsolved problems, and then, in 2026, ended by a language model. And the strangest part, the conjecture did not fall because someone proved it. It fell because the machine found a counterexample. Everyone was defending a statement that was false all along. Here is our route. First, what the puzzle actually says, with no jargon, then why 87 years of brilliant people could not crack it. Then the 3 lines themselves, which you can verify on your own laptop. Then the truly unsettling part, the speed. And finally, what this means for the limits of human thought. Buckle up. By the end of this video, you will understand every symbol in the counterexample. Let's start with the puzzle itself. Part 2. What does the Jacobian conjecture actually claim? You need exactly one idea from calculus, and we will build it from scratch. The question was posed in 1939 by the German mathematician Ott Heinrich Keller. It concerns polynomial maps, and it looked so fundamental that Steve Smale placed it on his famous 1998 list of mathematical problems for the 21st century alongside the Riemann hypothesis. A polynomial map takes every point of space and moves it somewhere else, using only additions and multiplications. Picture a rubber sheet being smoothly warped. The big question about any such map is, can you undo it? If I tell you where a point landed, can you always recover uniquely where it came from? That property is called invertibility. Here is the one calculus idea. Zoom into any point, and the map acts like a tiny matrix of derivatives, called the Jacobian matrix. The determinant of that matrix measures how volume is stretched or squashed at that point. If it is ever 0, space gets flattened there, and information is destroyed. Keller asked, if the determinant is a constant that is never 0, so the map never squashes anywhere, must the whole map be reversible with a polynomial inverse? Here is the friendly case, and you can run this yourself with SymPy. The map sending x and y to x plus y cubed and y has Jacobian determinant exactly 1, and sure enough it is perfectly reversible. Just subtract v cubed back off. For maps like this, Keller's intuition works beautifully. Now the subtle point that most explanations skip. A non-zero determinant guarantees the map is reversible locally. That is the inverse function theorem, and it is airtight. But locally reversible everywhere does not automatically mean globally reversible. Think of wrapping a strip around a circle. Every small piece is perfectly reversible, yet points collide when you go all the way around. For polynomials, that kind of wrapping seemed impossible. So here is the conjecture in one sentence. If a polynomial map never squashes space at any point, it should be globally reversible. It sounds almost obvious. So why did it eat 87 years of genius? That is next. Part 3. This problem did not survive because nobody tried. It survived because it is a perfect trap. First, the human record. So many incorrect proofs were published that the standard survey of the field by Hyman Bass, Edwin Connell, and David Wright in 1982 opens by cataloging the failures, and the partial results all pointed the same way. Wang proved the conjecture true for every degree 2 map. Bass, Connell, and Wright showed degree 3 is the whole battle. Mo checked 2 variables up to degree 100. True, 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 everywhere anyone could reach. Put those on a timeline and you can feel the momentum. Every checkpoint for 90 years said the conjecture was true. That is the trap. Decades of positive evidence trained the entire field to search for a proof, not for a counterexample. Now the structural reason it was hard. A candidate counterexample is a handful of polynomials, and the number of free coefficients explodes with degree. By degree, 7 in 3 variables, you are tuning hundreds of interlocking numbers at once. Worse, the constraint that the determinant stays constant ties every coefficient to every other. Nudge 1, and the determinant sprouts unwanted terms. Humans simply cannot hold a search space like that in mind. And here is the asymmetry that decides everything later. Checking any single candidate takes milliseconds. This map passes the determinant test instantly, but it is reversible, so it is not a counterexample. The test is cheap, the search is astronomical. Remember that asymmetry. So here's the deeper insight. The regions humans could reach by hand were precisely the regions where the conjecture holds. The falsehood lived just past the horizon of human computation, at degree 7 in 3 variables. 90 years of evidence was real, and it was still misleading. In one line, easy to check, brutal to find, and the evidence pointed the wrong way. Which brings us to July 2026 and the 3 lines themselves. Part 4. The counterexample. On July 20th, 2026, the mathematician Levent Alpioguet, working at Anthropic with the model Claude Fable 5, posted 3 polynomials. Within hours, mathematicians around the world had independently verified them. The Jacobian conjecture in 3 or more variables was dead. Here they are. 3 polynomials in 3 variables, x, y, and z. Together, they define a map F from 3-dimensional space to itself. Look at the structure for a second. The same 2 building blocks repeat, 1 plus xy and 4 plus 3xy. Keep your eye on those 2. They are the mechanism. 2 facts and the conjecture is finished. Fact 1. The Jacobian determinant of this map is exactly -2, not approximately, identically -2 at every point in space. The map never squashes anywhere. Fact 2, these 3 different points, A, B, and C, all land on the same output, -1/4, 0, 0, 3 points in, 1 point out. The map cannot be undone, never squashes locally, yet collides globally. That is exactly the thing 87 years of intuition said polynomials could not do. And here is the part I love. You do not have to trust me or Anthropic or anyone. 10 lines of Python verify the whole thing. SymPy computes the determinant symbolically, -2. Then plug in point A and out comes -1/4, 0, 0. Do the same for B, 1, -3/2, 13/2, and for C, -1, 3/2, 13/2. Same output, 3 times. This code was run while making this video and it checks out. Why does it work? At points B and C, the product xy equals -3/2. Plug that in, 1 plus xy becomes -1/2, and 4 plus 3xy also becomes -1/2. 2 different auxiliary polynomials tuned to collapse to the same value at the same hidden locations, while the determinant stays rigidly constant. That is the needle the haystack was hiding. One counterexample, infinitely many casualties. Append extra untouched variables, and the same 3 lines falsify the conjecture in dimension 4, 5, and every dimension above. But notice the green box. In 2 variables, the conjecture is still open. The machine did not finish the story. Hold that thought for the final part. So this is what ended the conjecture. A map that never squashes, yet still collides. Now for the part that should make you sit up, not the what, the how fast. Part 5. If the Jacobian result were an isolated stunt, you could shrug it off. It is not. It is the loudest event in a 12-month wave. Follow the dominoes, as reported by Konstantin Kakais in Quanta magazine in April 2026. July 2025. AI models solve 5 of 6 problems at the International Mathematical Olympiad. October. Ernest Ryu at UCLA uses ChatGPT to settle Nesterov's convergence conjecture, open since 1983 in about 12 hours of evening sessions. February 2026. The first proof challenge, 10 unpublished research problems, and the models crack over half in a week. May. An OpenAI model overturns Erdős's unit distance conjecture from 1946. July. The Jacobian. Look at these ratios. 42 years, then 12 hours. 80 years, then weeks. 87 years, then hours. The red bars are careers. Generations of careers. The green slivers are what the same problems cost once the search itself became mechanized. Why is this happening now? Because mathematics has a secret structural weakness. Many of its hardest questions are search problems with cheap verification. Exactly the asymmetry we saw in part 3. Terence Tao describes solving thousands of problems at once and doing statistics on the results. Javier Gomez Serrano, who ran 67 problems through DeepMind's Alpha Evolve, says work that once cost an expert months now costs a day or 2. The bottleneck was never checking answers, it was generating candidates. That bottleneck is gone. To make the asymmetry visceral, this is the complete verification of the counterexample with a stopwatch on it. About 1 second on a laptop. 1 second to confirm the answer to a question that outlived everyone who first asked it. The machine's job was only ever to find something worth feeding into that 1 second. Now the honest counterweight, and one detail stranger than fiction. Tao warns that these are scattered successes in a sea of unreported failures. For every falling domino, there are thousands of dead-end transcripts. And the strangest finding, the Alpha Evolved team discovered the system performs measurably better when you encourage it. Telling the machine you can do this improved its mathematics? Nobody can fully explain that. We are negotiating with something we do not yet understand. The pattern in one line. Wherever finding was the bottleneck and checking was cheap, the wall just fell. So, what is left that is ours? That is the real question, and it is next. Part 6. An 87-year problem fell in hours. Does that mean human mathematical thought has hit its ceiling? The people closest to the fire give a sharper answer than either the hype or the panic. Terence Tao, one of the greatest living mathematicians, offers this picture. Humans climb one step at a time, but can plan a route up Everest. Current AI systems are jumping robots. They can suddenly leap a 6-foot wall no human could climb. The walls get taller every year, 6 feet, 10 feet, maybe 100. But in Tao's words, the little jumping robots are nowhere near the Mount Everests of math. The Jacobian fell to a spectacular jump, not to a planned route. Nobody planned that route in 87 years, but notice, nobody has planned Everest yet either. Now audit the Jacobian story carefully and look at what the machine did not do. A human posed the question in 1939. A human chose to aim a model at it in 2026. A computation any student can run decided it was correct, and humans decided it mattered. The machine owned exactly one step: the search. The frame around the search is still entirely human. Still, be honest about the slope. Daniel Litt of the University of Toronto, analyzing the first proof results, wrote that this technology is very likely bigger than the computer, and he expects AI that beats every human mathematician on measurable tasks within 20 years. The unsettling part is not any single point on this curve. It is that nobody credible is predicting it flattens. And here is the proof that the story is not over. The two-variable case survived the machine. Every partial human result, like Mohs degree 100 verification, lives here, and it is all still valid. The frontier did not disappear. It moved. This file is the frontier, and it fits on one slide. Finally, the costs that do not make headlines. Fields medalist Akshay Venkatesh warns that outsourcing the struggle means losing direct experience of understanding, the very thing mathematicians are for. Journals are drowning in machine-generated slop. The strongest tools sit behind corporate doors. And after proving a theorem with Gemini's help, Stanford's Ravi Vakil asked the question hanging over the whole field: who is that idea due to? So here is the honest accounting. One human limit really did fall, the limit on how much mathematical territory one mind can search. What remains is the frame around the search. Let's compress this whole journey into 4 ideas you can keep. Part 7. If you remember nothing else, remember these 4 ideas. 1. The Jacobian conjecture did not lose to a smarter proof. It lost to a counterexample that lived just past the horizon of what any human could search by hand. 2. The engine behind the whole story is an asymmetry. Finding the needle took 87 years, verifying it takes 1 second. AI industrialized the finding. 3. This is a pattern now, not an event. Nesterov's conjecture, Erdős's unit distances, Keller's Jacobian, decades of resistance, then hours or weeks of collapse, all within a single year. 4. What the machine took was the search. What it did not take is the frame, which questions to ask, what counts as true, and what any of it means. And the two-variable Jacobian conjecture is still sitting there, open, waiting for someone or something to make the next move. 87 years, 1 year of the wave, 3 lines. Those 3 numbers are the century's most efficient epitaph and its clearest warning about how fast the ground is moving. Thanks for watching all the way through. If you run the verification yourself, and you should, tell me what it felt like watching -2 appear on your own screen. Subscribe if you want the follow-up, the two-variable case, and the humans and machines already circling it.